Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This pick a card reading is going to dive into your connection that currently perhaps is in conflict. So we want to take a look at what is the best course of action. So maybe you and your person had an argument, maybe you're not getting along, you're not seeing eye to eye, maybe there's some issues that need addressed. We want to see what the best course of action is. So I would suggest, if you haven't had a chance to pick a card as of yet or to focus on the stacks and choose, by all means go to the very beginning of the video. There is a portion of silent meditation there. All you have to do is go to the timestamps. It's already labeled for you. Go there, pause where necessary, take as much time as you need in order to choose a stack that you feel connected to the most. In the event that perhaps during that time in meditation you feel led to choose more than one stack, that's okay too. Please go ahead and choose however many you feel intuitively led to choose. That's always going to be what's best for you, okay? Now, readings are timeless, so whether you watch them now at the upload time or a couple months down the road, years down the road, it doesn't really matter. It's whenever the universe places it into your awareness and you feel that pull and push to watch, there may be some messages there for you. Now, these are also general readings, so I can't possibly expect them to resonate with everybody watching. Everybody comes from different walks of life and journeys, so I really don't personally expect to connect with everyone. However, if this pick a card perhaps does not connect with you, by all means, please feel free to check out my pick a card playlist because I have a bunch of other pick a cards there. You might find another reading that will connect better instead. And if I'm not the reader for you, that's okay, because YouTube is full of so many other readers out there. I'm pretty sure there'll be someone out there who has the messages that you're looking for, okay? Also, in love readings or whenever we're asking about another person, roles can be reversed, vice versa, flip-flopped, interchangeable, okay? There might be some aspects that describe more about you. There might be other dynamics that talk more about your person. So just keep that in mind when you're watching. Not everything's going to be linear that way. Also, if it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. That's totally okay, all right, if it doesn't fit. But with all of that being said, right, I'll go ahead and leave you here. We're going to get directly into stack number one. Okay, stack number one. We're looking at your connection in conflict and what is the best course of action in regards to it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Whatever your situation is, whatever conflict you may have with your person, this is basically going to take a look at guidance and to see what the best course of action is according to the stack that you chose. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see what we have. All right, so I'm going to start with this one because that's the top card. That was the design you chose, right? And it says strength. You need to stand up and have an opinion because in this case, yours is the only one that counts. This decision will have long-term effects on your future. Whoa, okay, so that's a pretty strong and in-your-face kind of card, right? All right, so let's see here. Reconsider. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Okay. Okay, so just word of warning. Okay, I'm using the, oh gosh, Rebel deck, right? That's what it's called, the Rebel deck. It says, stop your effing whining. Okay. You are giving too many Fs. Okay. I should have probably warned that this is like a keep it real reading too, because whenever I use these cards, okay, it's basically no sugarcoating, like let's keep it real. All right. All right, so we have the Two of Swords, the the Knight of Wands. Okay, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that might be you, that might be your person that you're in conflict with. We have the Six of Wands. Adjustments are required. Wow. And then it says nothing will come of this situation. Okay. So basically what I'm feeling from this is that there's a choice that you got to make. Okay. It feels like stack number one viewer, you might feel that you're at a moment where you have to really reconsider, and consider your next move, right? Because the Two of Swords is that kind of energy. So this is basically saying so far that the best course of action is to really consider what you're doing here, okay? It kind of feels like, look at the artwork. There's the two arrows, right? You can go right, you can go left. I mean, which way you gonna go? It kind of feels like a Two of Wands almost, right? But nonetheless, the Two of Swords is that energy where it's like you have a choice to make, but sometimes you don't know what choice to make. So you sit there, you do nothing, you sit on it. But you also have to remember that not deciding is also deciding. You're just deciding not to do anything, right? But this is basically saying you gotta come to a conclusion. We gotta get the ball rolling on this. We gotta get moving on your situation, okay? Because you're in conflict with somebody. You're in a situation, probably feeling stuck in limbo with some form of limitation in regards to this connection. And it's time to make a choice, decide something, and keep it moving, okay? And I say keep it moving because the Knight of Wands is here. Knight of Wands is always a card of action, movement, go get them, ambition, drive, motivation, right? So there's the need to move with this energy. It's an action card, but you're stuck deciding what to do. It's almost like not deciding what to do about this connection is also keeping you in a limiting position. You know, look at the unicorn. You're this precious unicorn. You're unique. You know, there aren't many people like you. Okay, you have your special gifts. You know, you're magical. You're mystical, right? You're the elusive with the unicorn. It's a beautiful energy, right? You're special. And it's like, it feels like, why are you stuck in a situation unnecessarily, right? If this situation with your person is in conflict and it's not edifying you, it's not lifting you up in some way, it's time to free yourself from the cage maybe that you placed yourself in, because look at the fence surrounding the unicorn, right? And free yourself so you can literally ride off into the sunset, okay? There's no need to be stuck in place unnecessarily, feeling like you don't know which way to go. Look at the blindfold as well, right? It's like an energy also of not seeing something clearly because we have the moon in the background. The moon energy does that. It creates and casts a shadow on things, and it creates a level of uncertainty and doubt. So it's like, take the blindfold off, reconsider why you feel stuck in place and feel like perhaps maybe you can't move out of this connection or away from it. Because the Six of Wands is here, and the Six of Wands wants to overcome obstacles. So there is some kind of obstacle in this connection. You may deep down desire to overcome the obstacle or move away from your person or get out of this connection, but it kind of feels like there's something holding you in this box of this connection somehow, okay? And it could be with these two energies, you're putting way too much emphasis on it. Maybe it's almost like maybe you need to get out of your own way, right? So you can see things clearly. Because there's some major, according to this energy, some major adjustments that need to be had in this connection. And if they're not taken, if there aren't any adjustments that can be made to accommodate you in some way, it kind of feels like you're going to continue to feel stuck and in place. You know, there's a choice to make. So you have to make a choice to stay in this connection, I feel, or to keep it moving. The best course of action feels like reconsider why you're choosing to stay when all the cards are kind of indicating to go, right? Knight of Wands wants movement. The Two of Swords energy, she has to remove that blindfold eventually, okay? Because you're blinding yourself. Sometimes love is blind, okay? Maybe that's why, because you love somebody, you know? And yeah, sometimes we tolerate a lot of bullshit for people that we love, right? Let's just keep it real. We do tolerate a lot of things when we love people, but that doesn't make it right, okay? So the Six of Wands is this energy that wants to overcome the obstacles, right? And maybe that's what it is. Maybe the desire is to overcome these obstacles because you love somebody, okay? And the desire is to want to overcome them with your person and maybe get to the other side, right? To get to the better part or better stage of a situation. But it kind of feels a little stagnant with the Two of Swords because that energy is very indecisive. It is stagnant. It's an energy of non-action. I have a couple cards in the deck that I consider non-action cards. Two of Swords, Four of Swords, Hermit, Hangman, sometimes even the High Priestess. Okay. But the thing is, this is a non-action card, and then here's the card of action. So it's like it almost like wants to come out of this non-action and feeling stuck in place energy, and then boom, boom, boom. Let's keep it moving. Let's ride off into the sunset. I'm going to be that free-spirited unicorn, free of all obstacles, claiming my victory with the Six of Wands, overcoming these things. It's like, it feels like the best course of action is to free yourself. Stop giving a darn, okay? It's like, take action already, because it kind of feels like you're caged up otherwise, all right? There are major adjustments that need to be had, and with this energy here, it's kind of saying, look, I understand you want to overcome obstacles perhaps and have a victory with your person, but it doesn't feel like anything much is going to come of this situation besides where it's at already. Okay. And that's why it says, hey, you need to stand up and have an opinion, right? And that's the thing. The Two of Swords energy doesn't really, it's kind of just choosing to there's a word for it. Like, it's like she's choosing not to see, right? Or she's kind of, maybe ignoring the bigger picture here, right? It feels kind of avoidant. There's a couple cards I have in the deck that speak of that. This is definitely one of them. Because you have the blindfold on, you're blocking energy out. It's like denial in a way. That's kind of what I'm getting from the Two of Swords, right? It says you need to stand up to have an opinion, because in this case, yours is the only one that counts. This decision, yeah, will have long-term effects on your future. So it kind of feels like a stay or go situation. And the best course of action is kind of saying to go. Because you have to think of yourself. Like, what is it that you want? Do you want your freedom? Do you want to feel not burdened, right? Or stuck? Do you want to move forward? And like I said, in a free-spirited unicorn kind of way, right? And if so, if the answer is yes, then, you know, this is basically saying to make your choice, reconsider why you're here, weigh your options, and if it seems like it's time to go, then go ahead and make your move and go. That seems the best course of action seems to go, and to make the adjustments that you need to make along the way in order to make sure that happens. Because it kind of feels like in this situation or conflict with your person, something's got to change. Some adjustments have to be made. Some compromise has to be made. And it's like, and if those aren't met, then nothing's really going to come of the situation. Okay. So stack number 1, this is what I have for your reading, okay? So if you feel that this has connected for you, resonated for you in some way, by all means, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe also to support this channel, and so you never miss a video, click the little bell for notifications too. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is check me out on Etsy, see what readings I have available, and you could book a reading with me at any time. I'm so sorry. You know what? I don't have them. I thought I had my, I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing cards. I don't have my final oracle deck. So bear with me one second. I'm so forgetful. It's really late at night. That's why I'm kind of tired. So I thought I had everything. Oh, it's on my, yeah, hold on a second. It's right here. I thought I had it here. It's actually on the floor. Let me see. I'm just going to grab a final oracle card for you, okay? Because I'm forgetful. So I thought I had it on the table. All right. So I'm going to be using the Wings of Wisdom, right? So real quick, I'm just going to leave you with the final oracle card before I close out. Anyway, like I was saying, if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box. All you have to do is check me out on Etsy, see what readings I have available, and you literally can book a reading with me whenever you feel led to. Just know sometimes my readings are sold out, right? So they, you know, it looks like when you go to visit me that there's nothing available, but that's why they're sold out. But I always relist and repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for everybody who purchased last. It's just my way of maintaining time management, right? And that way, so you're not waiting a ridiculous amount of time to receive a reading from me. So it just makes it fair to everybody. So okay, let's see if we can get a final oracle card for this situation. Okay, so best course of action, again, seems like it's time to keep it moving. Make a decision already to just maybe go. If it's not working, it's not working. You know, you deserve your victory. You deserve to overcome the obstacles that you've been facing, maybe to get out of a situation where you feel stuck. This reading, for real, just reminded me to probably put my little disclaimer. Real talk. So let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just going to break it open in the middle. Okay. So that way I don't want to know what I'm getting for you. Okay. Okay, wow, look at that. Making choices, right? Abundance, centering yourself, making choices. I am strong, confident, and abundant. The Pelican. All right, let's see what she has to say. All right, so Pelican. You have the innate ability to attract many things into your world so you can afford to be choosy about what you really want and need and leave all else aside. There you go. Balance your need to fly high. Like I said, to fly free-spirited like a unicorn, right? Or a Pegasus for that matter. Balance your need to fly high with diving beyond I can't read today. Oh my gosh. Balance your need to fly high with diving beyond the superficial into deeper aspects of life, okay? Look beneath the surface into the depths of your soul or of the soul. Your inner vision will show you what is happening beyond mere appearances. Go after what you want directly, boldly, and with clear intention. You have the inner strength to protect you from outer circumstances. So if you're hesitant in any way, look, you have the strength. The strength is mentioned twice, okay? You have the strength here to do this, all right? Again, inner vision, right? Because sometimes she does sit and think with herself, and she blindfolds herself sometimes out of, you know, the need to ward off distraction, right? So she can think. So inner vision, yeah. The inner vision will show you what is happening beyond mere appearances, okay? Go after what you want directly and boldly, like the Knight of Wands would. He's like go-getter energy, right? With your clear intention. Basically, you have the inner strength to protect you. You have everything you need to do this. There's no reason to hold yourself back, in other words. Okay? Leave all else aside. Choose what you really want and leave everything else aside. So again, stack number 1, this is your reading. I'll leave you here, okay? Much love to you. Take care. Wherever you are, please be safe. I wish you the very best and keep shining. Stack number 2, this is the design you chose, okay? And we're looking today at the best course of action in regards to your connection in conflict, okay? So let's say you had argument, disputes, you're not getting along with your person, maybe you've had a falling out, something of the sort, okay? We want to see what the best course of action is in regards to whatever situation you're experiencing at the moment, okay? So let's see what we have for you. All right, so it says daring. Find your voice and use it nice and loud, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. If you don't use it now, nothing will change. Okay, so you got to speak up for yourself, apparently, in this situation. So it's saying success, chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So that's the thing. Like, you could be in conflict with somebody, but still have that sexual chemistry with them. And I'll just put it out there. That's usually the last thing to go, right? In a connection. The sexual chemistry is one of those things that'll keep pulling you in, even if you're in conflict with somebody, okay? So I kind of could see that with this energy, all right? So it says, don't believe every shitty thought you have. Okay, I forgot to put a disclaimer. This is a real talk reading, by the way, because whenever I use the Rebel deck, okay, they're kind of offensive. So I'm just letting you know, this is a real talk reading. So anyway, so it's, don't believe every shitty thought you have. The Eight of Wands. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay. And wait a minute here. Find your voice, right? And the swords do talk about communication, right? Mental energy and communication. So let's see. The Strength. So somebody could be a Leo. And it says, expect powerful change and look at the bigger picture. Sagittarius. So somebody could also be a Sagittarius energy. Okay. So basically what I'm getting from this is that there is a need to say something, right? If you're avoiding saying something, that's probably not the best course of action. So the best course of action is feeling like there's a need to speak up. If you and your person have a connection where there's a strong, heavy magnetic attraction, technically there may be, according to this, something worth saving because of the energy you share alone. Okay, like this energy, the success and the chemistry feel good, right? These are two good cards. So it's kind of saying this situation could be worth salvaging because you have a really strong energy and attraction to each other. There's a connection there, and you could have success in it, right? So if there's doubt in a connection, there's almost just a need to voice your concerns, right? So if you're not getting along, if you're having trouble with your person, this is also saying the best course of action is to speak up. Say how you feel. If you're having concerns, if you have doubts, right? If you have worries, if your mind is running away with itself, right? In regards to your person, maybe you're questioning them, maybe you're doubting them, maybe you don't believe them in some way. If you're questioning them in some way, this is basically saying, just lay it out on the table. Be honest with them. Tell them how you feel. We have the Eight of Wands, right? Eight of Wands is always about communication and action. Okay, so the Eight of Wands energy is always about movement, speed, communication, sometimes phone calls, emails, texts, sometimes social media, long distance relationships as well. So if there's an issue in a long distance relationship, maybe the long distance itself is what's creating the conflict. There is still a need to be transparent, open, and honest with each other. Speak openly with your person, because it kind of feels like there's a lot of attraction and passion here with the Eight of Wands, because it also talks about Cupid arrows. So we have the Cupid arrows here, passion with the chemistry. There's a successful energy here in this connection. It can be salvaged despite your little, conflicts of interest, or if you have different things that are maybe creating friction. Okay, it still can be salvageable is what I'm feeling from this. The Ace of Swords is about truth, right? Truth, clarity, revelation, things being revealed and made transparent. So again, it's that energy of the best course of action is just to speak your mind, say what you think, be daring enough and bold enough to speak up and voice your thoughts, voice your feelings, your passions, maybe, I don't know why I just got the vibe of like, if you're passionate about something, it can come off a little like explosive, right? So I don't know if there's that, if when you guys have it out, it kind of gets heated, right? If there's that kind of hot-headed energy, I'm not sure why I'm feeling that from the Eight of Wands, but that's a possibility. Again, the Strength energy talks about seduction too, right? It talks about seduction and like taming the wildness of a situation or within oneself. So that's kind of, I guess, that kind of is talking about that hot-headed energy, right? The hear me roar kind of energy of the lion. It kind of feels like with this energy, normally the strength energy is depicted with the lion. That's why I was feeling that. But it kind of feels like there's one person perhaps that gets a little excited when it comes to conflict, right? And then there's the other person that's always trying to like calm the situation down. So there's one person that's probably a little bit more subdued, and then the other person gets really either hot-headed or agitated or whatever it is, and it takes a lot of effort perhaps to calm them down or bring them down a notch, right? So it could be that maybe one person in the connection is avoiding stirring up any more conflict than necessary because your person probably has a little bit of a temper, right? I don't know why I'm picking that up. That's probably not going to be for everybody watching this, but that's just what I felt, so I'm, led to share it. And the reason why I say that is because the lady in the picture, usually depicted with the lion, is always calm, cool, collected. She is taming the beast. She's taming the wildness, right, of the lion. And it takes a certain sense of nurturing or ease, right, calm energy in order to tame a wild beast, let's say, metaphorically, right? So it kind of feels like somebody's afraid of stirring the pot, right? They don't want to upset anyone, so they stay quiet, right? But here, that's not the best course of action. Staying quiet, staying docile like this little deer is not the best course of action, okay? The best course of action is, like this is saying, be daring enough to speak your voice, to speak up nice and loud, okay? Even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. Even if you're afraid of, upsetting somebody, okay? There's a need to speak up. Share your truth. Be authentic. Don't hold back, right? Communicate these truths with transparency, right? Because if you really have a strong energetic connection with somebody and there's affection and attraction here, right? It may be worth salvaging, but you have to be clear and open and perhaps a little bit vulnerable, right? Vice versa. They have to be vulnerable with you. There needs to be a sense of vulnerability. And I'm picking that up from the strength energy between you. To share your needs, to share your wants, your desires even, okay? And if you're having doubts about your person, if maybe there's something that you're questioning them about, maybe you're asking them, or you want to ask them about some truth because maybe you learned something that maybe is a little disconcerting, okay? You have to be forthright. The Ace of Swords does talk about secrets sometimes being revealed or things coming to light or being exposed, right? It's this enlightenment moment, an epiphany of some sort where you learn something, learn a piece of information perhaps that you didn't gather before. And you might have some doubts in your connection, and maybe that's what's causing the conflict, maybe within yourself. But the best course of action is just to confront it, okay? Confront it, reveal how you feel, say what you need to say, get it out on the table. And this is also saying if you're having doubts, if you're questioning, maybe you don't trust your person, okay, in some way, this is saying don't believe every shitty thought you have, in other words. The mind can run amok, right? And it can put us in a state of fear, right? Where we expect the worst rather than the best. And it takes, time to kind of retrain the mind that way for the better, right? But yeah, look, the little Alice, she's with the deer, the fawn, and she is in the dark. She is in the scary forest, right? So there's a little bit of fear coming from this card. So I feel like somebody's scared about something, on edge about the connection for whatever reason. Okay, I'm getting the vibe that some of you watching, you really, really like your person. You have this strong energetic connection with them, and you're doubting that it's going to end up the way that you want it to. And some of you are probably questioning the chemistry. Do they really like me? Do they want me the same way? That kind of thing. Again, I'll go back to the idea of the strength card being seduction, right? There is a wooing kind of energy that comes from this, right? So your person is seducing you, or, there's this energy of being pulled in by this chemistry, right? it kind of feels like somebody's doubting the chemistry, like if it's all one-sided or something. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. But it doesn't feel that way, okay? And maybe if you want to find out, like, you know, do they love you or like you as much as you like them, then maybe it's just a matter of asking, right? Because that's kind of what I'm getting from this as well. So anyway, that was a side note. But nonetheless, it says, look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture, right? Step outside of your box just a little bit, because it kind of feels like you might be too much in your head, right? That's why I'm saying don't believe every shitty thought you have. Let's see what it says in the back. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying little bastards. Okay, so do you see that? So if you're having negative thoughts about your person, don't believe every crappy thought you have. Look at the bigger picture. The proof is in the pudding sometimes, you know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words. That's also important. So trust their actions more than their words. Maybe they don't express themselves that much. Maybe there is a need to express verbally, right? With the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords together. Maybe you don't, right? But it's more or less like believe actions rather than words is also what I'm hearing from this. Because the minute you talk, the minute you open your mouth, use your voice, right? And speak up. Even if you're shy, even if you're scared to speak your voice. Because maybe, like I said, you don't want to rile any feathers. Or you're afraid of what might occur once you do, right? This is basically saying the minute you do, though, you're going to initiate some major change, right? Powerful change. And it kind of feels like it's change for the better, right? Because we have the energy of success. So it's kind of feeling like, yeah, don't be afraid to speak your voice. Garner your strength. You know, you're strong. You could do this. You could speak up for yourself. You can, you know, there's no weakness in being vulnerable, right? So even if it makes you feel uncomfortable and a little vulnerable, there's no, you know, there shouldn't be any fear, because you got this. You're okay. It'll be fine. There'll be success. It'll be a successful outcome. You might be afraid to voice your opinion or say what you need to say, but it looks like, you know, this connection is something we're salvaging. If it's on the verge of collapse, let's say, it's definitely something we're salvaging. The chemistry is there. If it's more or less your mind playing tricks on you, with this energy here, put it to rest by just opening up and asking is kind of what I'm getting from this. Okay, so there's a couple of scenarios I saw in this For You stack number 2, but let me go ahead and grab a final oracle card. So the best course of action is just to speak your truth, say what you need to say, reveal how you feel, not hold back, don't be scared, communicate openly and honestly. It might be very liberating, right? And it might initiate a lot of good changes with this energy here. Don't let your doubts get the best of you also. Okay. So I'm just going to open it up because I don't want to see, right? I don't want to know what it is, because they're double-sided, that's why. All right, so let's see. Oh, look at that. Pegasus. Stack, that's funny because stack number 1, I mentioned the Pegasus and the unicorn because they had a unicorn card. But let's see what it says. Okay. All right, it says inspiration, grace, clarity. There you go. There's your clarity of the Ace of Swords, right? The epiphany energy. Clarity, peace of mind, kind of once the smoke clears and you can see things clearly for what they are, right? It says, I open my heart to divine inspiration and the protection of spiritual grace. All right, so it says, with divine grace, grand accomplishment becomes possible. Well, yeah, expect powerful change, right? And success. So accomplishment and success. An inspired idea is awakening in your soul. Do not allow it to become tainted by negativity, greed, or ego. So remember I was saying, if you're having negative thoughts about your situation, right? Don't believe every shitty thought you have. Basically, if you're having negative thoughts about your person, don't believe every shitty, thought you have, in other words. Protect what matters to your soul. By surrounding yourself with white light and asking for spiritual grace to be with you always, you can be a guide and a guardian for others when you stay connected to the pure love of spirit. It is not up to you to decide what others need to do. Have faith that your loving connection with spirit will be helping others to find and live their own truth, blessed by divine grace. Okay, so yeah, a lot of energy about truth, right, as well, with the Ace of Swords and clarity. So I really like this. So stack number 2, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click that bell for notification. Also, to support this channel and so you never miss a video, because I upload often. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is visit me on Etsy, see what readings I have available. Sometimes they are sold out and it looks like nothing's there, but that's why, okay? But I always do relist and repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for the people who have purchased last. It's just my way of managing my time, so I'm not backed up with readings, and so that way no one's waiting an excessive amount of time to actually receive a reading from me. So it's just better for everyone that way, to be honest. So I'll leave you here, stack number 2. Much love to you. Take care, okay? Be well wherever you are. Be safe and keep shining. Stack number 3. You chose this card with this design, okay? So today we are looking at, let's say you have a conflict with your person. Your connection has a conflict. We want to see and take a look at what is the best course of action in regards to the situation, in regards to your connection in conflict. So maybe you're arguing with them, maybe you don't see eye to eye, maybe you had a falling out. I mean, wherever there's conflict, we want to see what the best course of action is, okay? All right, so it says love. Before you can truly love another, you need to open your heart and allow yourself to receive love first. If you open your heart to love, it will flow into your soul, okay? All right, so it says, if you believe it's safe for you to love, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, so this is the Rebel deck, by the way, and whenever I use these, usually it's a real talk kind of reading, okay? So real talk. So it says you need some effing yoga in your life. You think someone is lying, okay? Maybe that's part of the conflict. Maybe part of the conflict is that you think that someone is lying to you, right? Okay, so we have the star. So someone could be an Aquarius. That could be you. That could be them somewhere in the chart. We have the moon, Pisces energy. Wow, okay, so we have the star and the moon. So Piscean energy, again, you or them. We have the okay, so we have the 7 of Swords, and this card straight up is talking about lying. So that could be the 7 of Swords talking about someone lying. It says you are good enough. All right, so we have Virgo energy here. And then it says the answers you need are coming. Gemini. Okay. Interesting. Stack number 3. So right off the bat, I think part of the conflict is that maybe you don't trust your person. Perhaps you think they are lying to you. The 7 of Swords does talk about avoidance. All right. So maybe your person is avoiding the subject or avoiding confessing something or saying something. Maybe speaking of some truth. Okay. The 7 of Swords isn't always, in some situations, isn't always the most honest card. Okay. This card doesn't give full disclosure. All right. It beats around the bush a little bit. It goes around in circles trying to avoid maybe the issue. Okay. So I don't know if that's what's happening with your person. I think some of you are probably failing to open up your heart because maybe you don't trust. Maybe you think you can't trust your person. There's something, yeah, basically here, look, it says the answers you need are coming. So it's kind of giving you the vibe that you want answers. You want some answers, and it's kind of feeling like, I don't know, the best course of action is kind of saying to rely on divine guidance because we have the star here. And it's kind of like this feeling, I know this is like more spiritual in a sense that the answers are coming to reveal what's hidden under the surface, because I'm feeling that with the Seven of Swords and the Moon. The Moon energy talks about things that are hidden you can't see clearly. All right, it's like there's doubt and uncertainty in this card. And maybe you have doubts and uncertainty about your person because maybe you feel that there's some form of dishonesty here where you can't trust them because they're avoiding the bigger issues maybe when you bring them up or when you ask. So it's kind of feeling like the best course of action, I know you might not want to hear this, but it's kind of feeling like to meditate on it. Because the answers feel like they're going to be revealed in divine time when they need to. That's why it says the answers are coming, okay? The answers you need are coming. Yeah, they might be hiding something from you. They might be keeping something hidden and they're not revealing something to you. You might be afraid to open up your heart, to trust them if they're lying to you. But trust that truth always comes out. What it is, the truth shall set you free, right? It always comes out. It doesn't stay hidden forever. It can't. Because it's kind of that universal energy, universal law. Like, it just won't. Okay, the truth always reveals itself. Karma always, gets its way. The scales always have to eventually be balanced. So where things are hidden, they can't stay hidden forever. Okay, the truth always comes out. So that's kind of like what this is saying. So the best course of action is, like it says, you need some effing yoga in your life. Okay, you do. In order to meditate, because it's kind of feeling like the answers are already inside of you. You already know, or you have some keen sense of intuition, perhaps even with the moon energy, right? Psychic ability, because Piscean energy can be very psychic. But again, the energy of the divine guidance of the star. Also, I feel with the star energy, because when I think of constellations, right, they are a map in the sky, and they have a certain course, and they're constant, and they don't deviate from that course as far as their movement and the way they move in the sky. So this is kind of saying, trust that the way that Spirit is leading you and guiding you in regards to this connection is tried and true, and it won't falter in that sense in regards to the divine guidance that you're looking for in regards to this connection. The truth will always come out. You will have and be led in the right direction, and things will be revealed. Okay? So it's kind of feeling like, to tell you the best course of action is to sit back, wait, and watch. Because the answers that you're looking for are not going to be hidden forever. And that they always will be revealed in due course, when they need to, in divine timing, according to divine order. Okay? And with the star energy is also that energy where it's like your spirit team, okay? Your spiritual squad is looking out for you. They got your back, you know what I mean? They see what's going on where you cannot, right? They're looking down on you from a higher perspective, and they see what needs to occur and play itself out. Right? So do you believe? Do you trust in that divine guidance with the star energy, right? Do you trust in your spirit team to kind of reveal what needs to be revealed, or reveal what is hidden? Or perhaps what your person you feel is hiding from you. I don't know if there's, maybe lying, cheating, dishonest, maybe they're hiding something, small. It could be something tiny, but if it's creating this much uncertainty with the moon energy, and it's just creating conflict. We have two energies. Wait a minute here. We have two energies that talk about opening your heart. Okay. Again, it says, before you can truly love another, you have to open your heart and allow yourself to receive love first. So there's an emphasis on that here. Okay. So I kind of feel like a fear of opening your heart to somebody because maybe you don't trust them. And there's something that you feel you don't know, but that is underneath the surface that you're looking to find out. Maybe you're doubting somebody loves you as much as you love them. It kind of feels like there's some insecurities here maybe based on trust, right? Trust issues. Because it says here, you are good enough, right? You are good enough. And you deserve the best, right? But if there's part of, maybe there's a circumstance in the connection or a dynamic in the connection that's maybe making you doubt whether you're good enough, right? You know, because if somebody's hiding something from you, it kind of makes it feel like it's almost like this vibe of like, don't I, aren't I worthy of the truth? Like, don't I deserve to know? Of course you do. Or I'm getting the vibe some of this is a little bit of, there might be some of you out there like wondering what you did wrong to deserve somebody to lie to you. And that's, that you don't want to think like that. Okay. So don't get down on yourself, or don't start blaming yourself for maybe someone else's shitty behavior, okay, with the Seven of Swords. Okay. So yeah, it kind of feels like just meditate on this, because the answers will come in the most unexpected way. Spirit might talk to you, deliver a message. With this, it says do some yoga, right? You think someone's lying. I'm wondering what the back says. Oh, okay. They are. Okay. But nonetheless, a card may say it, but you want confirmation from Spirit. Okay, that's going to come through synchronicity, probably through meditation. And also, like I said, with the star energy, allowing this to play out, because the answers that you seek indeed are coming. Okay. So the best course of action is just to trust that things are going to reveal themselves in the time that they need to reveal them. And they might come in a spiritual way. Okay. I know that's not like a tangible course of action that you can hold in your hand and that you can technically, see. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, it's still very powerful. Okay. Again, the moon energy connects with the emotions. It connects with the intuitive energy within oneself. So it's kind of also saying, best course of action, use your intuition and internal navigation system of the soul. Okay. If the stars are a map, there's a GPS of the skies, right? You follow the stars, you'll never get lost. Okay. That's how the ancients used to sail, right? Chart the waters via the sky. That's how they would find where they needed to go. So again, it's like this internal GPS system that's talking to you. What does it say? Listen to that, because that's the best course of action, right? Trust your intuition. Believe in that. Believe in your squad. Your squad's never going to let you be blind to a situation forever. Okay? That's why it says the answers you need are coming, and they will come. Okay? So let me grab a final oracle card for you. Stack number 3. Like I said, the best course of action feels like sit back, wait, and watch, right? Because it'll be revealed. So I don't want to see what I'm grabbing, okay, because these cards are double-sided. So I'm just going to just open it up, and whatever we get, that's what we get. Okay. So it's ostrich. Grounded practical steps, fast progress. Affirmation, it says, with practical steps, I make fast progress on my path. Okay. It says ground and connect to your body. As you connect to the earth and awaken awareness of your legs and feet, you will increase your power to be present and to protect yourself and your loved ones. Now that kind of feels like when you connect to the earth, you awaken your awareness. It kind of does feel like yoga, right? And you connect to your body that way as well. Now is the time to deal with practical matters. Take steps in your physical life to manifest your dreams. Fast progress is indicated. Avoid unnecessary confrontation. Look at that. By allowing someone to let off steam. If a situation arises where you need to stand up for yourself, do so firmly and without hesitation. Look at that. Trust that you can handle any challenges in your life and come out a winner. Holy cow. That's pretty cool. There you go. That's your best course of action right there. Avoid unnecessary confrontation by allowing someone to let off steam. If a situation arises where you need to stand up for yourself, do so firmly and without hesitation. Trust that you can handle any challenges in your life and come out a winner. Boom. I love it. So there goes your advice in regards to what the best course of action is. Again, it's kind of this feeling of sit back, wait, and watch, because the answers are going to reveal themselves eventually, and you're going to see the truth of a matter, because the truth never stays hidden for long, right? So trust in that. So I will leave you here, stack number 3. This is your reading. If you feel that this has helped and connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications to support this channel so you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. It's just a matter of visiting me on Etsy, seeing what readings I have available. Just know that sometimes they are sold out. But I always do relist and repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for everyone that has purchased before. It's just my way of managing time and making sure nobody's waiting a ridiculous amount of time to get a reading from me. But just check in with me every so often to see what's been made available again, and you can book a reading whenever you feel led to. So much love and blessings to you, Stack 3. I will leave you here. Take care. Be safe wherever you are. Keep shining, and I'll see you soon. Stack number 4. You chose this card with this design. Today we are looking at the best course of action in regards to your connection in conflict. Okay, so if you're having troubles with your person, if you're not seeing eye to eye, if there's been disputes or anything like that where you're in conflict with them, what's the best course of action in regards to your scenario, whatever that may be, okay, in order to kind of, do what you need to do in regards to this. So like, what is that you have to do, or what is it you should do in regards to this connection in conflict. Okay, so let's see. It says discretion. Friendships are fantastic when there is equality in the relationship. Maybe it's time to undertake a quick audit of your friendships to ensure they are reciprocal. Whoa. So right there's some advice. Best course of action. Undertake a quick audit of your friendships/relationships to ensure that it is indeed reciprocal. Okay. So let's see. It says forgiveness. Communicate clearly. All right. That seems to be a theme, by the way, because the other stacks had that as well. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Okay. Queen of Cups. So it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Energy could be you, could be your person. 5 of Swords. Okay. So right there's conflict with the 5 of Swords. 7 of Cups. All right. So disclaimer. This is a reading of real talk, okay? Because whenever I use these cards, this is the Rebel deck, there's some pretty straightforward cards in here. So it says it's dark and you can't see an F thing. F, fear, right? Okay. A time to give rather than take. So Virgo energy, somebody could be a Virgo, and then you and your loved ones are safe. So new moon in Cancer or Cancer energy, right? So somebody could be a Cancer. Again, we have water sign energy with the Queen of Cups. So bear with me while I try to make room for all this. Not quite sure exactly. There we go. All right. So what I'm getting from this is there has been definitely some conflict with the 5 of Swords energy. The 5 of Swords itself talks about challenges, instability, unpredictability, things that are just maybe not going well. Like you might have a falling out with the Five of Swords energy. So some of you might have had a falling out where you walked away hurt, somebody said something maybe hurtful, and it felt like a no-win situation. So somebody probably walked away from the other. In the background, we have the Three of Swords, right? And we have the Six of Swords. So yeah, it's that heartbreak energy of the Three of Swords, conflict of head and heart as well. And then the Six of Swords is usually about slipping away from something, right? You kind of like slip away to find peace of mind and get away from a tumultuous situation. So if some of you are experiencing that tumultuous energy with the five, again, fives are about change and challenges and troubles. If you're experiencing that, again, there's this feeling of a defeatist energy coming from it as well, right? So you kind of feel defeated in the situation. You're having all these troubles. You don't really know what to do about them. Nonetheless, there's this really, attraction, a heavy attraction, a beautiful attraction between you and your person. Maybe there's love here with the Queen of Cups, right? There is a little bit of, it says a little bit of, there's fear, okay? There's a little bit of fear here, not gonna lie. It says F, fear. It's dark and you can't see an effing thing, right? Well, maybe some of you are feeling in the dark about this situation because of the conflict, right? And it's kind of putting you in a mindset of, I don't know what to do. I don't know, if this is worth salvaging, that kind of thing, right? Do they even love me as much as I love them, or care about them as much as I care about them? There seems to be a lot of doubt at play in this dynamic as far as what I'm seeing on the table. Seven of Cups energy talks about emotional confusion, so some of you might be experiencing that as well. And kind of needing to look at your options, right? That's why it says over here, maybe it's time to undertake or do a quick audit, maybe an evaluation of your current relationship or friendship, right? To make sure that you're on the same playing field, that you're on the same page. Because the Five of Swords is definitely showing us that, it doesn't feel like it's on the same page, right? Yet there's this love and attraction. Queen of Cups is very nurturing energy, and then there's this attraction here. So basically what I'm feeling from this is the best course of action is to, again, reevaluate the situation. Look at, are you guys really, do you guys have things on the same page? Do you want the same things? Do you see the same things? How many differences are there versus, where you're on the same page? Weigh the pros and cons is kind of what I'm getting from this. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable in my chair. The best course of action is to do an evaluation of the connection in general. Look at your options, right? Because it kind of feels like until you take an inventory, right, of the situation, you're going to continue to perpetuate the confusion, the emotional confusion that you feel in this connection. Okay, emotional confusion coming from the Seven of Cups, right? The Seven of Cups is also an energy that's up in the air. So you're in this conflict with your person and the relationship feels like it's up in the air. You don't really have a solid footing. You don't really know where you stand with them, right? And also the best course of action is basically admit your feelings, right? With the attraction energy. Admit that there's love here. Admit this to yourself, but communicate it also to them, right? Because it says communicate clearly, and maybe there's a need to literally just forgive each other for the differences that you have experienced, the challenges that you've faced with each other, and see if there's enough love and attraction, okay, love and attraction in this connection to keep it going. Because right now it just feels like everything's up in the air and you can't really see the forest through the trees, right? That's why it says here, it's dark and you can't see an effing thing, right? So let's see what it says. Oh, okay. Get your head out your backside. Pronto, right? So don't bury your head in the sand, basically. There's a need to kind of confront this, right? Even, because sometimes the Five of Swords does talk about confrontation. So the best course of action is basically to confront this head on. Speak your heart. She also holds a single sword, so speak your heart and your truth, right? So that way there's no more of this this not knowing, right? Because the feeling of not knowing will keep you, it'll just play mind games with you, to be honest, right? It's like, how will you not know, or you won't know until you say, until you speak your mind, until you put it all out there, right? So speak your heart and your mind. So that way you can get out of this Seven of Cups energy that kind of has your head in the clouds, not knowing where you stand in the situation with somebody. Communicate clearly. So that way you can get out of this Seven of Cups, right? Because there is a need for reciprocal energy in this. We have it kind of emphasized with this card here. It says a time to give rather than take. And then it says undertake a quick audit of your friendships to ensure they are reciprocal. Okay, friendship or relationship. So there's a need to discuss and communicate things clearly. Maybe a need to discuss, your needs in the connection. And to make sure, again, that you guys are on the same page. It kind of feels like if you don't speak up, if you don't say what's on your heart or on your mind, you're going to be kind of left hanging or left up in the air, and it's just going to perpetuate more of this confusion. So get your head out the sand in a way. Speak up, speak your mind, make things clear, right? Because it says it's dark and you can't see a thing. So when you can't see a thing, things are unclear. Seven of Cups is that unclear energy. Don't be scared, right? Yeah, fear. It will lie to your face, right? So if like you're scared to confront them, or if you're scared to kind of put it all out there, scared to speak your heart and your mind, you kind of need to cast that aside, because it's only keeping you up in the air and in the dark, right? About the way that you feel, or maybe wondering if they feel the same way, right? And it's kind of like this idea, like, how are you going to know unless you put it out on the table, unless you ask outright, right? There's a need to forgive each other, or forgive the past, disgruntled energy, right? Because she does look very disgruntled. There's kind of a need to just, I don't know why I'm getting the vibe of like, let bygones be bygones. And I'm also getting closure. There's a need for closure. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. Maybe because the Seven of Cups is so up in the air and there's no really solid foundation. Like I always say, I know it rhymes, but it helps me remember. Castles built on sand, you don't know where you stand, right? That's kind of that energy of the Seven of Cups, because there is a little castle in the cup, right? And it is something that's built on sand because it's not solid. It's up in the air. It's unstable, right? There's no solid footing. Sometimes it speaks of fantasy and living in your head, right? Versus making something real and solid and grounded. So there's kind of a need to like get out of your head, right? Because it says, get out of your head, speak your heart, speak your mind, say what you need to say, communicate it clearly, find out where you stand. Is this a reciprocal energy? Is it not? Weigh the pros and cons, do a full-on evaluation, inventory, and audit of that relationship to see if it's worth salvaging. If you can get on the same page, then great. If you can forgive each other and get on the same page and have that reciprocal energy, then great. Then it looks like, you and your person literally are safe, right? But there's a need to find that that level playing field, to get on the same page, to get out of conflict, to nurture the connection, right? Equally, because lots of energy of reciprocity here, okay? Queen of Cups kind of wears her heart on her sleeve, and it feels like maybe one of you isn't doing that, right, as much as the other, and that's probably what's creating a challenge with that Five of Swords. Like, it kind of feels like this energy with the Five of Swords is an energy of where it's like you can't make headway, you can't make progress. There's conflict and challenges that constantly get in the way, despite the connection. And maybe there's, from this energy in the Seven of Cups, right, it gives off the vibe of lost in translation, right? Like, I'm speaking one language, and let's say I'm speaking one language and my hubby speaking another language, yet we don't understand each other. Yet we're both speaking English, let's say. You know, and that's kind of where it's like, I'm saying something, but he's not hearing it the way that I feel that I'm saying it, right? And vice versa. So then we butt heads. Let's say somebody misconstrued someone else's, statement, and it's like they took it in the wrong way, but that's not how you meant it, and it creates that conflict where it's like lost in translation, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting from the communicate clearly with the Seven of Cups. Think of like whisper down the lane, right? You start with one person, you say one thing, and then by the time it gets to the 10th person, it's something completely different than what it started off as, right? And it is kind of feeling like that energy of, I said one thing, but then the other person understood it completely differently. And that's not how it was meant at all, right? So I feel like that's what's going on here. There's a little bit of lost in translation energy where you're not understanding each other. You can't seem to be on the same page because someone's misunderstanding what you mean or your intention or whatever, or vice versa. And it just creates this conflict. And there's a need to communicate clearly. And it's like, until you guys can get on the same page, the relationship is up in the air. And there's just really a need to be on the same page in order to continue moving forward with the connection. Right now, it does feel like the relationship's in the dark. You don't really know where you're going with it, with them. But best course of action: communicate, speak the heart and mind. See if you can get to a level playing field where you're both on the same page. The energy is reciprocal. You can forgive each other. Maintain this attraction, because it does feel like there's love and attraction here. And you could come out of the dark with one another as well, and get rid of the fear that kind of tends to perhaps create a challenge in the connection. Okay, so if anybody's scared of getting hurt, or losing out on the other person, that kind of thing, that can create tension and friction as well. Okay, so stack number 4. Let me see if I can get a final oracle card for you. Now these cards are double-sided, so I'm gonna basically cut the deck so that way I don't see what I'm pulling here for you. One more. Whoa, okay. That was a group of 3. 4. I just want one card. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to cut it like this. Alright, it says owl. Alright, it says owl. Wisdom, prophecy, revelation. It says affirmation. It says I pay attention to my inner knowing and secret truths are revealed to me. Okay. It says there is more going on than meets the eye. Look beneath the surface to find your spiritual truth. Trust that you have helpers in the spiritual realm who are aware of what is happening and sending you messages to help you find your way. You will be able to move through any challenge successfully. Okay, there you go. Like I said, I think there's something worth salvaging here, right? It says be patient, pay attention, and you will recognize the perfect time to make your move for the best outcome. You are going to receive clarity in a matter that has been confusing or based on deception. Okay? Now, they said this said deception. I didn't, okay? But there is confusion in this card. All right? And the need to get clarity, right? You're going to receive clarity in a matter that has been confusing. Yeah, when you're in the dark, you don't know, right? You don't know where you stand. You can't see the forest through the trees, right? So, stack number 4, this is your reading. I will leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comments section down below. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications so you never miss a video, and also to help support this channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. It's just a matter of visiting me on Etsy, seeing what readings I have available. Just know that sometimes my readings are sold out. And if it looks like when you visit there's nothing available, that's why, because they're sold out. But I always do repost my readings as soon as they've been completed for those who have purchased last. It's just my way of trying to manage my time, and that way so no one's waiting an excessive amount of time to actually receive a reading from me. It also helps keep my turnaround time for readings very, very short, okay? So, again, I'll leave you here. Take care of yourself. Be safe wherever you are, right? Have a great day, and I will leave you here. Keep shining.